Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. And we got game two of this three-game series against the Chicago Cubs and New York Giants. And for game number two, the Cubs got leading off playing first base Phil Cavarretta, batting second playing right field Rig Stevenson, batting third playing left field is Hank Wilson, batting fourth playing center field Kiki Kyler, batting fifth and doing the catching Gabby Harnett, batting sixth playing shortstops Ernie Banks, batting seventh playing third base Woody English, batting eighth playing second base Billy Herman, and on the mound doing the pitching is Lon Warnick for the Cubbies. See who's going to play here in game number two for the hometown New York Giants. Leading off playing second base Frankie Frisch, batting second playing third base Freddie Lindstrom, batting third playing first base Bill Terry, batting fourth playing center field Willie Mays, batting fifth playing left field Mel Ott, batting sixth playing right field Ross Youngs, batting seventh doing the catching Roger Bresnahan, batting eighth playing shortstop is Travis Jackson, and on the mound the lefty Carl Hubbell. Let's get down here to New York and get this game started. And leading off here for the Cubbies is Phil Cavarretta, batting .296, one homer, and 5 RBIs. This is Carl Hubbell's third appearance of the season. He's 1-0 with a 5.79 ERA. Here's the pitch to Phil, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. Carl strikes him out for out number one. And Rig Stevens is up now. Riggs is batting .339. He's got 4 homers and 10 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Jackson's got that. That'll be out number 2. And it's up to Hack Wilson to keep this first inning alive. Wilson's batting .154. He's got 4 homers and 14 RBIs on the year. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Terry. He takes it himself, and 1, 2, 3 goes the Cubs. To the bottom of the first we go. Cubs nothing. Giants come to bat with Frisch, Lindstrom, and Terry. And Frankie Frisch is batting .212 on the year, no homers and 4 RBIs. Lon Warnick, this will be his third start of the year. He's 1-0 with a 4.5 ERA. And here's the pitch to Frankie Frisch. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Kyler in center. One down here in the bottom of the first. And Lenny Lindstrom is up now, batting .281. He's got 6 homers and 13 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That is 2 games in a row. He's hit a homer in the bottom of the first to give these Giants a 1-run lead here. And that brings up Bill Terry. And Terry's batting .235 on the year, 2 homers and 10 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to English at third. He fires over to first. Now it'll be 2 outs. And Willie Mays is up now. And Mays is batting .333 on the year with 7 homers and 16 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. Mays makes it down to first. And Mel Ott's up now. And the Mel Ott's batting .216, 4 homers and 9 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Herman. He throws over to first. And that ends the inning, but not until Lindstrom hits that solo homer. It gives the Giants a 1-0 lead. As you can see the team comparisons. Cubs are playing .500 ball. They're 7-7. They've struck out 81 times, walked 52, and they've hit 23 doubles, 10 triples. The Giants have struck out 62 times, walked 50 times, have hit 23 doubles and 9 triples. And we got Kyler, Harnett, and Banks due up here in the second. Kiki is batting 228 with a homer and 8 RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Young and right. And that'll be out number 1 here in the second. And Gabby Harnett's up now. And he's batting 118, no homers, 1 at 88, no homers and 1 RBI. And that's another fly ball out the right. 2 fly balls to right, 2 outs. And Mr. Cub himself, Ernie Banks, is up now. And Banks is only batting $1.07. He's got 3 homers though and 8 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. And he drives that down the third baseline. And that'll be in there for a double in the left field. So Banks is standing down at second, 2 outs. And Woody English, can he tie this ball game up with that hit here? Banks with excellent speed. English is batting 200, 2 homers and 4 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this. This is going to tie the ball game up, folks. And that's going to be a double in the left field. And it's a 1-1 ball game. Back-to-back doubles here in the top of the second. And Billy Herman's up now with a runner still down at second and 2 outs. Herman give the Cubbies a lead. Batting $150 with a homer and 2 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this. And all of a sudden, Carl can't get out of this inning, can't get that third out. Let's see what he does here. And that's going to be another double in the left field. 3 doubles in a row. 2 runs have scored. And it's a 2-1 Cubs lead. And up to the plate now is Warneke. Can he help his own calls out? And Lon is 0 for 3 on the year. And he's going to be 0 for 4. That's a fly ball out the right. Ross makes the catch, but 3 doubles in a row gives the Cubs a 2-1 lead. We go to the bottom of the second. And you got Young, Bresnahan, and Jackson due up here for the Giants. And Ross is batting 294 on the year. He's got 2 homers and 3 RBIs. And Ross hits that one down to Billy at second. He tosses it over to Phil for out number 1. Brings up Roger Bresnahan now. And he's batting 333 with 2 homers and 9 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out the center. Now there's 2 down for Jackson. And Travis Jackson, he's batting 244 on the year. He's got a homer and 8 RBIs. And that's going to be another fly ball to center. And 1, 2, 3, go the G-men. To the top of the third we go. We got the top of the order due up here in the third. And you can see the Cubbies are batting 216 on the year, a 283 on base percentage, a 405 slugging, and a 688 on base slugging OPS. The Giants are batting 255, 316 on base, and slugging 409 and an OPS of 724. And Calvaretta, he struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Young and right field. And now with 1 out, Riggs Stevens comes to the plate. And Riggs grounded out to short his first time up. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. So Riggs is aboard here with a 1 out single. And see if Hack Wilson can keep the merry-go-round going. And Hack, he grounded out the first his first time up. And that's going to be a double play, tailor-made ball down to Frankie Frisch. That's a 4-6-3 double play. And that ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the third. We got Hubbell, Frisch, and Lindstrom due up here. Hubbell is 0 for 4 on the year. And he's going to be 0 for 5. That's going to be a ground ball down the second for out number 1. And Frankie Frisch comes to the plate now. And back in the first, he flew out the center field. And that's going to be a rare play, a 36 and a 61. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And English is down there. And that's going to be a nice play by English. A line drive. He jumps up, makes the catch, and robs Frisch of a base hit. Nice play by English. And that brings up Freddie Lindstrom, who homered in the first inning to give these Giants a 1-0 lead at the time. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And he strikes him out this time. That ends the inning. We go to the top of the fourth. It's still a 2-1 game. You see the Giants' upcoming schedule. They got one more game here in New York against the Cubbies. Then the Bums, the Brooklyn Dodgers, come to town. Then after that, the Braves come to town. So you got Kiki, Kyler, Harnett, and Banks due up here in the fourth. Kyler flew out the right his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Terry at first. And then he'll take it himself unassisted. And that brings up Gabby Harnett. And Gabby flew out the right his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. So Gabby trots on down the first. Here comes Mr. Cub. He started all that in the second inning with a double and came around the score. See if Mr. Cub can keep it going here. And no, that's going to be a ground ball down the second. They'll get Gabby at second, but Banks too quick. He'll make it to first, beat the throw. So now you got Banks down at first. And one out. 20. And you got Woody English up now. And English, he doubled and came around the score and drove in a run his first time up. And that's going to be against a 21. That's going to be a single. Infield hit, slow roller down the short. Jackson has no play. He holds on to it. We got first and second now and one out for Billy Herman. And Billy Herman doubled and drove in a run his first time up. So can Billy do it again here? You got Banks down at second, English down at first. 2 outs in the inning. And here's the pitch to Billy. And that's going to be a 2 balls and no strike count on him. Can Billy take advantage of the 2-0 pitch? And no, that's going to be popped up back near the backstop. And Rogers makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. The Cubbies strand 2. To the bottom of the fourth we go. We got the big boys due up here for the Giants. Terry, Mays, and Ott. Bill Terry's 0 for 1, grounded out to third his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls, not what you want with a run lead here. And the big boys coming up, make them earn their way on. Mays walked his first time up. And that's going to be a tailor-made double play. Banks has got it. It ain't the same as Tinker to Everett to Chance, but it's Banks to Herman to Cavaretta, and that'll get 2 outs. Nobody on now. Might not be the saddest 3 words in baseball, but if you're a Giant fan, you don't like it. And that brings up Mel Ott now with nobody on. Ott is 0 for 1. He grounded out to second his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the field. And that'll end the inning. So the walk doesn't cost them as the double play erases it. We go to the top of the fifth. Still 2-1 Cubbies. We got Warneke due up and then back to the top of the order. And Cavaretta and Stevenson. Line flew out the right his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Hubbell strikes him out for out number 1. And Fields up now. Cavaretta's 0 for 2, struck out and flew out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Travis throws over to Terry for out number 2. And Rig Stevens is up now. And Riggs is 1 for 2. He grounded out the short, singled in the third. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left. 1, 2, 3 goes the Cubbies. To the bottom of the fifth we go. We got Young, Bresnahan, and Jackson due up here for the Giants. Ross, he grounded out the second in the second. And that's going to be a ground ball back the lawn over to Phil. That'll be out number 1. And Bresnahan's up now. And Roger, he's 0 for 1. He flew out the center in the second. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left here in the fifth. 2 quick outs here for the Cubs. Brings up Travis Jackson now. Jackson flew out the center in the second also. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Banks. He fires over to Phil, and it's a 1, 2, 3 inning. We go to the top of the 6th. Mr. Wilson's up, followed by Kyler and Harnett. And Hack, he's 0 for 2. He's grounded out the first, and he hit into a 4-6-3 double play in the third. And that's going to be a base on ball, so Wilson goes down the first, a leadoff walk. Not what you want if you're a Giants fan. Trailing by 1. And this man's been red hot lately. Kiki Kyler, he's 0 for 2 today, though. He's flown out the right and grounded out the first. And that's going to be against the lefty, an 18 and a 10. And that's going to be a single in the center field. And Mays has got a hell of an arm out there. Let's see what happens here. 53. 28. Does he chance it here? 28. 54 or lower. He gets the third. He's going to make Willie throw him out, and he doesn't. So that's going to be first and third. And still nobody out. Cubbies threatening here to get some insurance runs in the 6th as Kiki keeps it up. He's been red hot. And Wilson's supposed to get down the third. Let's redo that. And now Harnett's up with runners on the corner. And Gabby's got a double. Drove in a run. No, he doesn't. He's flown out the right and walked. Now he drive in a run. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. No, wait a second. That might be a hit by pitch. Yep, he hits him. He hits Gabby to load the bases, folks. And the Cubbies aren't happy about that. They think that's retaliation from yesterday for hitting Mays. But hitting a guy and loading the bases with nobody out, I don't think it's retaliation. So you got Wilson at third, Kyler at second, Harnett at first, and Banks at the plate. In a 2-1 game, they're going to bring the infield in here in the 6th. Banks is 1 for 2. He doubled, came around the score in the second, and grounded into a force play in the 4th. Here's the pitch to Mr. Cub. And that's going to be a 39. That's going to be a rare play, a 21 and a 39 with bases loaded. A 21 and a 39. And a 39. That'll be a 10. And that'll be hit down the short where Jackson's at. A 24 and a 9 should be fielding column 1. And it is a 10 infield. That's going to be a double play. Runner out at home, doubled at first. Others advance 1 base. So that's going to be the old 6-2-3 double play. And now you got runners on second and third and 2 outs. Not what the Cubbies wanted there. As Mr. Cub hits into the double play. Now it's up to English to come through here. Woody is 2 for 2. He has a double and an RBI and singled in the 4th. Can he do it here and give these Cubbies some insurance runs? And nope, that's a swing and a miss. He strikes English out, gets out of the bases loaded situation. And we go to the bottom of the sixth. It's still a one-run game. Remember that, folks. That may have just cost the Cubbies a win. And Hubbell is going to stay in the game. Now, if they'd have scored some runs, they might have pitched it for him. Hubbell is 0 for 1. He grounded out the second his first time up. He'll be followed by French and Lindstrom here in the sixth. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right field. Riggs has got it for out number 1. And that brings up Frankie Frisch now. Frankie's 0 for 2. He's flown out the center and lined out the third. English made a good play on him. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And that's 2 nice catches out there in the outfield for 2 outs. And here comes Freddie. Freddie's homered in this game. He's 1 for 2. He's homered and he struck out. And that's going to be another swing and a miss. So it's all or nothing for Freddie today. The Giants go down in order. To the 7th inning we go. We got Herman, Warneke, and then back to the top of the order in Cavaretta. Billy's 1 for 2. He's doubled and driven in a run, and he's popped up to the catcher in the 4th. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Hubbell strikes him out for out number 1. And Lon's going to hit for himself here with this one-run ball game. He's only given up 1 bad pitch. That's the homer. A 1-hit, 1-run game. And Warneke's 0 for 2. He has flown out and struck out. And guess what, folks? That's going to be a fly ball out to left field. And Mel Ott makes a nice play and just robbed Lon of a base hit. Now there's 2 outs and we're back to the top of the order. And Phil is 0 for 3. He is struck out, flown out, and grounded out. And that's going to be against a 20. That's going to be a fly ball in the center field. 1, 2, 3 go to the Cubbies. We make it to the 7th inning stretch. It's a 2-1 ball game. Cubbies leading by 1. Got the heart of the lineup due up here for the Giants. Terry, Mays, and Ott. Terry has walked and grounded out the 3rd. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Bill out for out number 1. And that brings the Say Hey Kid up, Willie Mays. He has grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the 4th and walked in the 1st. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Herman at 2nd. And that'll be out number 2. And that brings up Ott now. And Mel is 0 for 2. He's grounded out to 2nd in the 1st and grounded out to 1st in the 4th. And he gets a hold of this. That's going to be a double in the right field with 2 outs. Only the 2nd hit of the ball game for the Giants. And the tying runs down at 2nd for Ross Young. And Ross is 0 for 2. He's grounded out to 2nd and grounded out to the mound. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Wilson. That'll end the inning. Giants strand 1 to the top of the 8th we go. Cubbies hanging on to this 2-1 lead. They got Stevenson, Wilson, and Kyler due up here. Riggs is 1 for 3. He's grounded out to short. He's singled and flew out to left. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Terry at 1st for out number 1. Here comes Hack Wilson up now. And Hack, he's 0 for 2. Grounded out twice and walked back in the 6th. And that's going to be a fly ball out to, I think, center field. Nope, out to left field. Ott's got it for out number 2. So it's up to Kiki Kyler. He's having a nice series against these Giants. He's 1 for 3 today. He's flown out, grounded out, and singled in the 6th. And that's going to be a fly ball. This one is out to left field. Ott makes another good play, and that ends the inning. To the bottom of the 8th we go. You got Bresnahan, Jackson, and a pitch hitter for Hubbell. And Bresnahan is 0 for 2. He's flown out to center and left. And that's going to be a fly ball out to left field. Wilson makes the catch. 1 up and 1 down here in the 8th. And Jackson's up now. And Travis, he's flown out to center, grounded out to short. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Kiki's got it, and that's 2 quick outs. See who's going to come off the bench here for Hubbell. He pitches 8 good innings, and they're going to pitch hit for him here with the righty on the mound. See who's going to come off the bench. Mike's going to come off the bench here. Give me 1 second, folks. Somebody's at the door. See who's at the door. Alrighty, sorry about that. Took care of that. And now Mike's coming in to pitch hit. That's where we was at. Dolan comes in. He is batting .286 on the year. He has 2 homers and 3 RBIs, 2 outs and nobody on. Here's the pitch to Mike. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And a 52 and a 3. 52 and a 3 is going to be fielding 1. And Kiki makes one hell of a nice diving catch. Robs Mike of a base hit. And that'll end the inning. Tip of the cap out there to Kyler. And we're going to the top of the 9th, a 2-1 ball game. See who's going to come out here and pitch. Got righties coming up. Righties are all coming up. Let's see here. Is Sal going to come out of the bullpen? That's who I'm thinking of. Let's see here.
Magley.
Let's see when the last time Sal pitched. Yep, Magley's going to come out of the bullpen. Try to keep this a 1-run ball game. So Sal Magley comes out of the pen. This is Sal's third appearance. He's 1-0 with a 1.8 ERA. He'll be facing Harnett, Banks, and English here in the top of the ninth, trying to keep it a one-run game. Gabby is 0 for 1. He has flown out the right, walked in the fourth, and been hit by a pitch in the sixth. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Lindstrom at third. He fires across the diamond to Terry, and that'll be out number 1. And now we got Mr. Cub himself, Ernie Banks. He's 1 for 3. He doubled in the second, came around the score, grounded into a force play in the fourth, and grounded into a 6-2-3 double play in the sixth. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Frisch at second. That'll be 2 down here in the top of the ninth. It's up to Woody English to try to get on base and add some runs to this 2-1 lead. He is 2 for 3 today. He had an RBI double in the second, singled in the fourth, struck out in the sixth. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. English strikes out again. We go to the bottom of the ninth. It's a 2-1 ball game. And Line's going to try to go the distance. They got Bill Lee warming up in the bullpen. They don't have any lefties. He'll be facing the top of the order here. Frisch, Lindstrom, and Terry with a 1-run lead. Anybody gets on board, and that'll be it for Line. And Frankie is 0 for 3. He has flown out twice to center and lined it out to third. English made a hell of a play and robbed him of a hit. And that's going to be a ground ball down to English. A lot easier play this time. He fires over the field for out number 1. And Lindstrom's up now. And Freddie's with the only run of this ball game for the Giants. He had a solo homer back in the first to give the Giants a 1-0 lead. He struck out his other 2 times, trying to get the hat trick on him. That's a lazy fly ball in the right field. Riggs camps under it, makes the catch, and the Giants are down to their last out. And it is up to Terry to keep this game alive. He has grounded out the third in the first, walked in the fourth, and struck out in the seventh. And that's a base on balls. And he walks on down the first. Willie Mays comes to the plate as the winning run. And what do? I say you take him out of the ball game. You bring in Lee. That's what I think you got to do here. He is 0 for 2. Lon talks me into it. We're going to let Lon in the game. He says, let me win or lose this, coach. So we're going to let him pitch to Mays. He says, I've only given up 2 hits. I've gotten him to ground out twice. Let me have a shot. So here's the pitch to Mays. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Banks. He fires across the diamond over to first. And that's your ball game. Line Warneke pitches a masterpiece here against these Giants. It's on 2 hits and 1 run. What a pitching masterpiece that was, and what a pitching duel, period. Take a look here at the box score. What a great game that was. The Cubbies, 2 runs on 6 hits and no errors. The Giants, 1 run on 2 hits and no errors. Cubbies were 2 for 5. You had Woody English was the only batter with 2 hits in the game. English with that RBI in the second. They scored all the runs in the second inning, the Cubs did, and the only run that the Giants scored was in the first. They left 5 men on base, did the Cubbies. Lindstrom was the only batter that did anything. Well, you had to double by Ott. They were 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position. Lindstrom with a solo shot in the first that gave the Giants a 1-0 lead into the top of the second. Cubbies came back and scored 2, and that was enough. Man, Lon Warnick gets the win, goes the distance, a 2-hit, 1 run, 3 walk, 3 strikeout, and gave up the homer performance. Carter Hubbell pitched a great game, but picks up his first loss. Goes 8 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, walked 2, struck out 4. And Sal Magley comes in, pitches an inning, and strikes out 1. Take a look here at the standings after that 2-1 win. And the Giants are still in first place by a game up on the Phillies. Reds and Braves and Cubs are now a game and a half back. Pirates are 2 games back. Dodgers 3.5. And the Cardinals 5. And Chuck Klein's leading the National League with a .434 batting average. Now you got Freddie Lindstrom tied with Willie Mays with 7 homers in the season. So these Giants are pounding the ball. And Hank Aaron still leading with 17 RBIs. And Clark Griffith for the Cubbies leading with a 1.8 ERA. And 3 pitchers tied with 3 wins. And Grissom with his 4 saves. Hank Aaron still leading in the MVP voting. And Noodle still leading in the Best Pitcher Award. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for reminders. And on your way out of New York, hit that like button and leave a comment. Let's see what the pitching matchup is here for the rubber game of this series. And it's going to be 3-fingered Mordecai Brown going up against Jeff Tressel. And game number 3 of this 3-game series. I'm pretty sure it's just a 3-game series. Yep. So the rubber match will be Brown against Tressel. Join us then. Until then, you all have a great day and you take care.